Well, welcome back to Scouting for History, day 2 of the England adventure. And today's farm field stretches all the way back there, and all the way over here you can see all the other people. 15 of us scouring this field. Yesterday's field turned up 23 hammered silvers and 2 hammered gold coins, and a whole bunch of cool relics. So hopefully today is just as good. Let's go. And the first find of day 2 is a musical instrument reed plate. The reed is still somewhat there, but mostly gone. On to the next. Well, now the third signal of the day. Second was a soda can, or part of one. This is another spindle whorl, lead weight, used for making yarn. There's sheep right down the road. So this is probably a sheep farm for a long time. Awesome. On to the next. And the first tomback button of the day. Beautiful condition. Shank is still there. On to the next. Well, it's another button. This one looks very crude. I'll have them check it out and see what they think. On to the next. Well, I'm not sure if it's just a scrap of metal or it was something, but I'll check it out. On to the next. The field is a lot quieter than the one yesterday, but there is a nice little thimble. Probably not too old, 100, 200 years, but it's in great shape for being in the ground so long and being run over by the tractor. Outstanding. On to the next. Well, there's something in the clump here, probably a button, and it is. Darn it, it's another tomback button. Thought maybe I had my first silver coin of the day. Nope, no such luck. On to the next. This field is a lot quieter than yesterday's, but now I need my water, because here I have a cut silver penny. They used to cut these to make half pennies or farthings. So this here is now a half penny. Very, very nice. Well, I'll see if they can't identify it. I can't. It's a little semi-tacoed silver coin. On to the next. Well, this field is much quieter, but you know what? You never can tell. Yesterday's field was great. This field is very quiet. Here I just got the granddaddy of all buttons. Maybe that's a cabinet pull. Not sure. On to the next. Well, it's not a hammered silver, but it's a tiny hammered bronze coin. Awesome. I can see a king on the back. Or a crown, rather. A king. What do I know? Awesome. It's in really good condition. Let me get my glasses on. Well, I can see on the back here it says the France and Hibernia King Rex. So it's a British king. There's a lovely little Tudor rose on the back. And then on this side, it says I can't read it. Brugar. Not sure, but it's awesome. On to the next. Here there's not a whole lot of high tones, but this was on the Legend. It was a 19, sometimes a 20, tiny thin piece of bronze. Must have had a purpose at one time. It's got a hole in the middle. I'll have them take a look at it, see what it is. On to the next. Well, and now it looks like a beautiful little bronze pendant. That could be medieval. If it is, I'll put a message up here, but the tour guy identifies all this stuff. Lets us know what it is that we found. Oh, that's beautiful. Might have some kind of a design on it. Awesome. I am really happy with that. Not a lot of signals in this field, but not a lot of trash either. Mixed blessing. On to the next. I'm finding lots of buttons. I'm not showing them all to you, but this one has some beautiful silver plate on it. Still there. Awesome. I thought it was a little silver coin at first. Unfortunately, it's not. On to something better. Let's go. Well, I'm not sure what it is. I thought it might be gold at first, but I don't see any hallmarks on it. But that's okay. I think it's a little piece of some kind of jewelry. I'll see what they say. On to the next. Now here in England, when you find things, there are things that are officially declared treasure. And there's a whole list of reasons why something could be considered treasure. Now in this case, the reason is because it's over 300 years old, it's made of gold or silver, and it's not a coin. If it meets those three things, it's definitely a treasure. Now there's other things that can be declared treasure as well, but that's the one that's important. So this is officially treasure. A Tudor period silver with gold plate close clasp. Cool. So what happens when something's declared treasure? Well, your guide bags it, records it, and sends it to the museum for review. The museum will document everything, photograph it, clean it, and write up a report about it. And then they'll decide whether they want to keep it or not. Now, if they decide to keep it, they do make you an offer for it. I don't know how locked in you are to accept their offer or not, but if they decide they don't want it, then they do return it to you. But the whole process can take 6 months to a year, from what I understand. Well, yesterday I found a blank rifle cartridge, and now today I find a blank pistol cartridge. Hasn't been fired. Still live, but there's no round in it, so in the bag it goes. And my third target of the day is just a tiny little button. Now, I've walked all the way from over the hill, zigzagging across this field, and it is very, very quiet. Very quiet. Hopefully it picks up, but gotta find the hot spots. Let's go. Well, this field is incredibly quiet. There's some kind of an old brass item. Not sure what it is, but it's old. On to the next. Usual, a high tone. Well, it's not quite as high now, but and of course, it's a button. That was ringing up like a silver dime, but it was pretty deep. On to the next. Well, the signals in this field are slim too. There's a nice little button with a nice little pattern on it. Late 1800s. On to the next. Well, not many finds today, but there's something. It's a decorative little bronze thing. We'll see what it is. On to the next. Well, finally, after a long day of walking around the field, and probably a couple dozen buttons, but I have a coin. I'm gonna need to put my glasses on. I am thrilled with special glasses on here. Well, I can see a bust coming through right there. Some kind of a bust.
Frank Driven, police squad, this is my Captain Ed Hawken.
Is this some kind of bust?
Well, it's very impressive, yes.
He's facing to the left, it looks like. Well, I see George. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's George the Second. Yeah, I see George's right there. Awesome. Happy to finally have a coin. On to the next.
Well, the sun's getting low in the sky, and that means it's almost the end of the day. But hey, come along on the next adventure. We'll see you then.